they came out of Germany, conversations I had that week made it very clear that a decision was made and they were going to play out the string, and at the end of the year there would be a parting of the ways for a variety of reasons.
All right, let's roll. It's presented by Town Fair Tire. That's the comment that got a lot of traction. It got picked up like 2 weeks later and made Tommy even more of a national star than he is already. The fact is, you'd been sort of saying that to us for a couple of weeks, and it just didn't really get out or get picked up in our little conversation here. So, you know, you're of the belief that it's been decided for a while.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, where do we stand today now, again, after the reporting?
I don't think that the reporting changes anything. What I do think kind of amplifies the situation that exists and has existed is that nothing has happened, as you've pointed out. If you're going to hit the ground running for 2024 with a top 5 pick and $68 million worth of cap space, and you want to solve it with Bill, you have to figure out how you're going to fix this with Bill. And if there's no meeting with Bill, well, then that will lead one to believe that they are going to head in a different direction and have already set foundationally some plans in place otherwise. To me, there still exists a chance that Bill walks in on Monday and says, you know what a disaster I've been. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you guys pick the GM. I'm going to work great with Gerard going forward. We're going to go out and win 8 games next year. And I'm going to stop 6 games clear of Don Shula and walk away and let you have things your way.
And does that work?
No, not at all. Because to me, you've made the decision. And if you're waiting for Bill to give you some evidence otherwise, they've gone 2-4 since they were in Germany. And it was probably prior to Germany. That was the ceiling one, but they were already heading that way prior to Germany.
All right, so I understand all the talking points. I know do your job. I saw do your job parts 1, 2, and 3. On to Cincinnati, just trying to do my job. I know Bill can be focused, but if you said it a while ago, before Frankfurt or after Frankfurt, hey, decision that's been made. And we've been talking about it. And as Michael says, the Krafts haven't knocked it down. Where the hell's Bill Belichick been? Is he not talking to them? And
correct.
It's out there. He's not
talking to them.
He's not talking to them.
There's been no conversation.
That is mind-boggling.
The entire staff, and that's, again, talking to folks today, the staff is just awestruck at how stoic and by the book Belichick has continued to be. He does not show one inkling of wavering, one inkling of emotion, just continuing to be consistent day in and day out. But there has been no conversation, and those coaches have no idea whatsoever.
So to this point, I was convinced he was not going to get fired during the season, which, okay, that's not going to happen. I was also convinced he wouldn't be a part of Black Monday. You know, he wasn't going to be thrown to the curb with every other crappy NFL coach on Monday. And then it was reported today by Mike Reese that this postseason meeting with Belichick and the Krafts is on Monday.
Yeah. So
it's not like they're slow playing. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, or we'll get to it. No. The conversation, their first conversation, comes on Monday. Is it possible now Belichick's part of Black Monday? For the first time, I'm believing it's possible. I wouldn't bet on it, but I now think it might be possible.
I think I'd bet on it.
It's possible.
I think I'm willing to bet on it.
What surprises me about that is, you know, we saw reporting from NFL media saying that this is going to take a while. Expect it to drag out.
Right.
And thinking that, okay, they might try and get some kind of compensation and they might play it out that way, knowing they have an in-house candidate to succeed him. But the notion of Monday, especially, too, when that's the exit interview day for all the players, well, I ain't going to fit in a meeting with Bill on that day.
Because it's quick. Bye-bye. How long does it take to say you're fired? What, second? You know,
Didn't take you very long then.
You know, right? I mean, if it's a quick meeting, it's not to discuss how it's going forward. And Schefter also, Adam Schefter today implied when he was talking to Rich Eisen, it may have been yesterday, that the postseason meeting, this meeting, whenever it happens, and now we know it's Monday, is more to discuss about how they're going to break up than it is how they're going to stay together. And that is, you know, that's what that's about. Big Schefter does not see a path of Bill Belichick working for a GM. And again, he believes that these parties are ready to move on, and Monday's about how they break up, not how they stay together.
Doesn't sound like they're in a space where they're willing to listen and, hey, you make good points and I make some good points. But the only thing that might salvage it best for Bill and best for the organization is a trade. Because if you fire Belichick, it's best for him. Is it really best for the organization if in turn, 2 or 3 teams go out there and say,
but I'll tell you what, a border war is not in the team's best interest.
Yeah,
you can get another pissing match with the coach.
But a little bit of compensation. And not to reduce it to that, you know, he's given so much to the organization, got it. But if you pass up a third-round pick, second-round pick for Bill Belichick and just let him go, then you really haven't served the organization.
That takes time, though. That takes time to
Exactly.
find the partner. It takes time to find the
Unless
conversation.
you know the partner already.
Well, no, but
But if you haven't spoken to Bill, you don't know which geography he wants.
and the partner, whoever that team is, still has to go through the process of interviewing candidates
That's right,
and
yeah.
doing that whole thing. So you're waiting for that team to go through the process that the league mandates
Right.
before you can even do that thing. And so is that in the Patriots' best interest for Bill Belichick to be the coach still on February 1 because they're waiting for all this stuff
Waiting
to
for
shake out?
Washington
I don't
to make
think
it
it
What
is.
about what about the likelihood, perhaps, as we look at around the league and also around the media league, CBS is going to whack, it seems, quite a number of its personnel from NFL Sunday or its Sunday shows. Could Bill go to CBS for a year?
Oh, it's leverage.
He takes a year off.
Yeah, of course.
And the Kraft's maintaining his rights, and then they find a landing spot for him later on.
Well, I think to me, Bill does that if he doesn't have the offer that he wants across the league. I'll say, screw you, I'll just make $20 million doing TV. Like that's his leverage.
I would say unlikely. See, I would be shocked by that. And if Bill
Why?
Belichick, because I would say
It's a great reset.
it's a great reset, but a guy who has never reset since college. He's just never done it. Like 50 years of just grinding consistently in the NFL. And if he does do that, that tells me that things have changed so much that, yeah, Bill Belichick would work for a GM. If he's going to stop and go to TV, he'd do anything you ask him to do.